Julian Simpson, 30 years old, was at his building in Manhattan's Lower East Side after a night out with his friends and his lovely wife. Police sources were telling the New York Post, "I will prove," this is what Julian said before he plunged to his death. He says, "I will prove that if you can trust me, let's play the trust game," Simpson said to his friend moments before he slipped and fell. The diplomat who served as the second secretary to the UN for Austria was on a balcony railing and then fell backward, expecting his 24-year-old friend to catch him, but his 24-year-old friend did not catch him. He slipped when he tried to do so. That's what the man was telling investigators, that he put his arms out to catch Simpson, but slipped and fell to his death. Simpson was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators told the New York Post foul play not suspected in the incident, but it was the trust game. Wasn't there like a choking game? Yeah, there's all sorts of stupid games that people play, but if you know the trust game, any young person that plays the trust game, don't play the trust game. It just goes to show you how deadly these stupid games can be. Like a young guy with his wife, 30 years old, I'm certain the guy must have been lit, out with his friends, that's what the report said, and allowed him, I am sure they were inebriated, probably all of them, and done this. Just a very, very sad story. Prayers for his family, prayers for his friends. Normally, people do some pretty dumb things when they're inebriated, and some people don't. You say, I'm not one of them. I never do anything stupid, but there are people that will do dumb things, and they're not themselves when they drink. They become somebody else. I remember actually many years ago, freaky story, didn't date the girl long, but she liked to drink, but I did not like who she was when she drank, and she wasn't very sexy, put it that way. She actually became unglued, like very aggressive in a negative way. And that was it. I said, I don't want any part of it, but when she didn't drink, she was great. But something brought the monster out in her, and it wasn't the kind of monster anybody would want. She was violent. Throw things and just be ugly like the devil came out of her. So like that. Some people just should not drink. And if they know it, maybe be strapped to a chair or something like that if you just have to have that drink. But it's just these stupid games. A lot of people get killed every year from that. You know, the choking game, and I don't even want to break it down. You can look it up because, you know, you're always going to get somebody that's going to try it, but people just stop breathing. Brain damage and die, and thousands of people have died from this worldwide just from these games. The trust game, I don't know how many, but the choking game, but it's just, again, a lot of people just do stupid things, and this is not good risk-taking at all. Now, this is something that really, I got to tell you, gets on my nerves. I like animals, okay? Now, some people will associate what I'm about to say with any other animal, and that should be perfectly fine, but I'm just one that really trying to get my head wrapped around shooting elephants and bringing them, as trophy animals. And Donald Trump announced yesterday that it will issue permits for elephant trophies from Zambia and Zimbabwe, which basically is reversing a 2014 ban under President Obama. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service official told ABC News that the agency received some new information from the countries that the move would benefit conservation in the area. Legal, well-regulated sport hunting as part of a sound management program can benefit the conservation of certain species by providing incentives to local communities to conserve the species and putting much-needed revenue back into conservation. Here's what's the one said here. Reprehensible behavior by the Trump administration. 100 elephants a day are already killed. This will lead to more poaching. People don't like this, folks. His son likes it, Trump Jr. I've seen pictures. I'm not crazy about it. And possibly being that I saw these magnificent elephants at the greatest show on earth growing up in New York City at Madison Square Garden. We'd go on field trips. I'll never forget it. They don't have these elephants any longer at the greatest show on earth, but darn, I'd rather the greatest show on earth take back these elephants so they don't become poached now, and Trump's allowing it to happen. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. So the greatest show on earth, because of PETA and animal activist groups, didn't like the inhumane treatment because they were on trains. They were fed everything that an animal of that size should eat and were well-maintained. I would say a much better life, people adoring them and applauding them and feeding them and cleaning up after them and all that other stuff than getting killed and becoming a trophy. I don't understand how somebody can kill such a magnificent animal of that size, where the animal doesn't have a chance to defend itself. But then you talk about deer hunting, where you try to control the population, where you don't want to have an explosive deer population where you got 20, 30 of them eating out of your garden, eating your rose bushes and eating everything, all your grass in your garden. So what do you do there? Or bear population? I don't know what the thinking is on this. The National Rifle Association praises the FWS decision Wednesday. The New York Post reported, the paper reported that elephants valued for their tusks have been on the threatened species since 1978. And by lifting the import ban on trophies in Zimbabwe and Zambia, the Trump administration underscored the importance of sound scientific wildlife management and regulated hunting to be the survival and enhancement of game species in the country and worldwide, says Chris Cox, executive director of the National Rifle Association's Institute for Legislative Action. Wayne Parcell, president of the Humane Society of the United States, called the Trump administration decision jarring. That's according to the Post. Remember, it was Zimbabwe where Walter Palmer shot Cecil, one of the most beloved and well-studied African lions, who was lured out at a national park for the killing. Palmer paid a big fine, even though it did not damage the nation's reputation. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, both of them have been known to hunt for big game. Several years ago, Trump Jr. was criticized greatly for posting a photo of himself with a dead elephant, severed tail. Reprehensible behavior by Trump administration, tweeted the Elephant Project. 100 elephants, by the way, a day are already killed, the group said. This will lead to more poaching. And basically what they're doing, yes, they don't just discard them and bury them, put a tombstone on them. They take their tusks because it's the most valuable thing, and they make big money off it. There's no other way of putting it. It's a very sad day, I think, for this. This is one thing that I will have to say that I disagree. But I know there's hunters that say, well, that you would say that for every bear or every deer hunting. Deer, my friends, are not endangered. These, however, have been on the endangered species list since the 70s and have been threatened species since 1978. But saying that it's going to be well regulated and a great sport, and who in the world can afford such a sport anyway? That goes over to Zimbabwe and Zambia. It costs a lot of money to do that. And, of course, yes, they make great money doing it. And they get this great picture of this enormous animal that then its tusks are actually sold right after the whole deal. I just don't see the glory in it, folks. And if you do, please send me a Facebook or an email off forthepeopleshow.com and let me know how you you feel about this particular thing. Am I way off base on this particular thing? Is this a good thing for the elephants? Are you a hunter, and do you believe in shooting down these magnificent animals? Is this a beautiful thing? Is it just like shooting a rabbit? You silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see the glory in it. Shooting a huge animal like that. I mean, seriously. I mean, how fast is that animal going to run away? You're going to be able to kill that thing. There's the scope. There's the laser. Ba-boom. And then it goes down. Wow, I killed a big animal. Wow, pat yourself on the back for it. I don't get it. It's like you were really offering humanity a great thing. Look what we did. We saved your village. We saved you. Now let's get its tusks and let's make some money off it. I just think it's selfish. I think it's greedy. That's my opinion. Sound off, please, at For the People Show at Facebook today, or if you'd like to hashtag me, talk to Keith Allen. Allen is ALAN, talk, TALK, 2TO, Keith Allen. And let me know on Twitter and Facebook or on email, forthepeopleshow.com, what your thoughts are about these big, magnificent creatures, and do you think it is okay that Trump just eased up and allows people to do this and say it's a good thing? And my sons do it. We don't see Trump Sr. shooting them, but it's good for the sons and good for Zambia, because it's going to be somehow humane, because we legalize it, say it's a good thing. Maybe it's a fetish, an animal fetish or thing. I don't know. Some people are. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around this one. It's a tough one. It really is. We want to talk about something different here. Exploding furniture. It's got customers freaking out a little bit. IKEA. Everybody's loving a good bargain on home goods, but customers are naturally livid over reports that IKEA's glass tables are spontaneously, as they are putting it, shattering. There's an incident was reported by an Indiana woman who says that she overheard a big boom from her teenage son's bedroom and discovered that his glass top imploded. IKEA's desk shattered on its own. I was cooking dinner when I heard a big sound like a big boom, and my first thought was a tree had fallen into the house. That's how loud it was, Holly Burns said. With her son away at school, Burns is simply thankful that no one was hurt. We just are fortunate that no one was around, she said. IKEA is investigating the incident. The Customer Product Safety Commission is featuring dozens of similar complaints regarding the self-implosion of various IKEA glass furniture products, including the company's Grannis glass tabletop that exploded without warning. It sent glass everywhere, and another glass toppled over and imploded, and what sounded like a shotgun blast. So this is not the first time nor the second time that this has happened across the country. In July 2017, the Swedish-founded furniture superstore also came under fire when a mother from Wales reported that her glass IKEA table exploded, nearly hit her 1-year-old baby. So that was kind of freaky there. And then another incident, Daily Mall posted a statement from IKEA in which the company offered an explanation for the incident. The safety of our products is always our main priority, and our entire range is tested rigorously to meet the highest standards. Over time, small knocks and fractures can affect the durability of tempered glass, they said. We understand the experiences of the glass breaking can be distressing. However, tempered glass is designed to shatter to minimize risk of injury. This isn't an entirely new phenomenon either. A carpenter and YouTuber named Andy Lawson claims to have experienced a similar issue with his dinner table, which exploded during dinner in 2013. And that can be found on YouTube with explicit language, if you're interested. Following this on IKEA, at of present time, IKEA has not issued any recalls. In the wake of Burns' incident, IKEA